Well, tonight, countless people from neighboring states and beyond are traveling to North Carolina for the sole reason of terminating a pregnancy. In fact, recent data suggests the Tar Heel state is becoming a beacon in the South for women determined to have this procedure. North Carolina has seen one of the largest increases in estimated abortions following the Supreme Court's Dobbs decision overturning Roe v. Wade. And as WCNC Charlotte's Vanessa Ruffes reports, some are thankful they're still able to go somewhere to get the care they need.
It's seriously like ruining people's lives, and it's traumatic.
Charleston resident Taylor Shelton reflecting on her experience of an unexpected pregnancy in what she says was 20 hours spent on the road, crossing state lines multiple times to find abortion care.
I found out at 4 weeks, which is like the earliest possible time anyone really can find out. And I immediately called one of the 3 abortion providers in South Carolina. And this was 2 weeks after the 6-week ban went into effect. Planned Parenthood couldn't get me in until after that 6-week mark.
So Shelton became one of an estimated 5,700 people who traveled from South Carolina to North Carolina last year to get abortion care. She says after a crisis center in Charlotte tried to steer her away from her decision and her gynecologist in South Carolina would only remove her IUD, Shelton drove back north to a Planned Parenthood in Wilmington, North Carolina that would help.
All of it was just really unfair, all the hoops that I had to jump through.
North Carolina is a critical access state. Even with the 12-week ban in effect, we are still seeing on average about 39% of our patients coming from other states.
Jillian Riley with Planned Parenthood South Atlantic says the organization is seeing patients crossing multiple state lines for services if they can even afford the hardship.
They have to plan their trip, they have to take time off of work, which could be a loss of income, and then they have to get lodging when they're in the state of North Carolina.
Data from Sexual and Reproductive Rights research group, the Guttmacher Institute, shows contrary to intuition, abortions nationwide increased 11% following the fall of Roe v. Wade, with an even larger increase in states without total bans, including North Carolina, which saw a 44% rise. Clinics report folks from stricter policy states like South Carolina, Florida, and Texas, with cutoffs generally around 6 weeks, are still finding ways to get services, and it is increasingly in North Carolina. Guttmacher Institute says the trends are likely a result of clinics and abortion providers responding to Dobbs, scaling up financial and practical support for those seeking an abortion as state-level restrictions tighten. The data suggests abortions solely using medicine are a big part of that, rising 10 percentage points since 2020.
63% were actually using abortion drugs. They weren't surgical procedures, and that's a big difference from years before.
Dr. Susan Bain is a board-certified OBGYN and regional medical director for 4 pregnancy centers in North Carolina. She's also with the American Association of Pro-Life OBGYNs.
My biggest concern as an OBGYN physician is how many women I'm seeing who are self-managing their abortions. So they are ordering the medications, the drugs online without any ongoing medical care. And they're basically not getting an informed consent.
Bain says not requiring people to see a medical professional first in these cases is a shortcoming in policy.
It's these women that really scare me because they're getting lost in the statistics and they're showing up in the emergency department, sadly, with a lot of shame that we as a society have got to do better with.
Shelton says the policy shortcoming is in removing her agency in a decision she says was supposed to be fully hers to make.
We are watching these rights be stripped. And it's unbelievably unfair. And I think it's crazy.
Vanessa Ruffes, WCNC Charlotte.